Hello there. So last video we took a look on how to get into Warhammer. This time we're going to take a look on painting your first miniature. Everything we're going to do today is a very basic technique, and the fanciest tool we're going to use is a wet palette, which if you're going to paint miniatures is a must-have. So let's get on with it.
Let's take a look at the paints we're using today. I have a matte white, a black, my primary color of choice, which is green. I have a red for a secondary color. And then I have a silver metallic and a gold metallic. These are all the paints that I'm going to use today, and you can achieve everything with these 6 paints. So we're going to start by base coating the whole model green. Since I play salamanders, I'm going to paint this guy as a salamander. This is where you get to be kind of sloppy. Just make sure you are thinning your base coat. It's okay to see the black from beneath this layer at this stage. We are going to go over it again with the same green. And here is our first layer applied. As you can see, I haven't been that careful with it. I've mostly tried to stay away from places that will be other colors. And we are just now applying our second coat. If the second coat isn't enough, I'll just apply a third coat. And keep adding thin coats until you have full opacity. Now we have our base coats laid down. I'm just going to go over the black spots real quick, just to fix up any mistakes I may have made. Now we are base coating the red areas, and same as with the green, we want to use thin layers to get a smooth finish and not to obscure any details. After red, we're going for metallics. So I have my silver here, which you can see covers very nicely. I'm still thinning the silver, the same as I did before. But this particular silver just has a really nice coverage. Going around the barrel and mag of the bolt gun and in any other bits that I might think need to be of silver color. If you're using a wet palette, I suggest you don't put the metallics on your wet palette. It will split easier. And with the gold, we are just coming in and we are painting the aquila. And we have this little wing skull on the bolt gun that I'm going to paint gold as well. After golds and the metallics, I heavily thin down the black paint to create myself a wash. I'm just going to drown the silver parts in this black wash and the gold part as well. And with the armor, I'm going to draw thin lines in areas I think would be in shadows. Areas such as the kneecap, behind the knee, just to make sure everything that is like recessed, I am going to draw a thin line of black to get a shadowy effect. This will dry a lot less dark than it looks initially, so don't worry too much. And if you think it'll ruin the look of your model, you can either opt not to do it, or you can just simply go back and fix it with your base coat, since that's all we've done at this stage. And I'm just going to slather the wash on the shoulder part where I marked his battlefield role. After washing, I'm going to take my white and my green, and I'm going to mix a very light green color from that, and this will work as my highlight. And what I'm doing here with my highlight is I'm drawing it on places where I think light would fall on. That would be the most bright points on the model. I don't personally like edge highlighting. I'm not the biggest fan of the look. I like to rather try to map out my highlights like this, and go in and draw clear places where the light hits. I think this will give a better effect on the tabletop, and that's why I'm painting minis. I want them to look nice on the tabletop. If I were to paint display miniatures, I might do it differently, but this is what I found I like the look of. There are a few parts that I do a sort of an edge highlight, but it is a very limited technique I use. Now I am doing the same thing with the red I have. I'm just first going with the pure red, as I washed the entire bolt gun, so the base coat is now darker, so I'm going with the original red. And then I add some white to that, and I create a highlight. Again, going back, tidying up. And as a final highlight, I am making a gray with, you guessed it, mixing white and black. And I'm just gonna draw some very bulky highlights on the backpack. Now this looks god awful, but I am going back with some pure black just to mix it in while the paint is wet, and it gives us a much more subtle highlight on the backpack.
Hopefully this helps you get your first minis painted. Happy hobbying!